now that she's gone, it's kind of I'm left with nothing.
I'm tired. I'm tired of waking up, knowing Elise is gone. I'm tired of missing Elise. And I'm tired of wishing Elise were here.
Every now and then, just going around, like, remember Elise? Like, I wonder what she's up to. And I think a lot of people are wondering that now.
We were good friends, but only for 24 hours because we met when we were both traveling in Porto. I would say maybe it was the summer of 2013, maybe.
I would say Elise was one of the first people who ever, got me.
I found her at Calgary. There's an art school there, if you didn't know.
I went on a weekend away with her and some friends. This was probably 3 years ago or something.
She was very wild and beautiful and very enigmatic. And
I remember I met Elise. I'll never forget it. She was in the Porto Gravura general store. She was working on one of her crazy social experiments. She had everybody in the general store stark naked, covered in mud. They were touching each other in a very beautiful kind of desexualized way. It was actually quite beautiful, and that was so Elise.
I don't know. It was honestly kind of weird. I remember feeling really awkward going up to her, but I had known that her dad was also in the crash. And so, I kept telling me to talk to someone who their dad was also in the crash. And so I went up to her, and I would, when you're trying to figure out what, if you should bring it up and, be honest or not.
Elise and I were talking. We got deep. This was probably 9 months ago. We were discussing what really went down under Obamacare and what that meant for Americans and most of all for small business owners.
I was staying at a hostel and I saw her and she was standing on the beach and it was just pouring rain. There was a raging storm and I was like, who is that person out there in the storm? And she had this beautiful head of hair and it was whipping all over her face. And I just watched her until finally the storm calmed and the ocean took just this color right here. And I went out and I met with her and I introduced myself. And that was when she looked at me. She got a little smile on her face. And she grabbed my head by the cheeks, both hands on one of my cheeks. And she gave me a big kiss. And I knew her. It was as if I had known her the whole time.
We went to the rodeo together, and she rode the bull, and she did the fastest. I'm remembering a time.
We realized we had the same shirt, this yellow Patagonia shirt. I had gotten mine hand-me-down from my mom. She had gotten hers at a thrift store.
I think that if I was ever in a room with Elise, I don't think she would remember who I was. I'm sure that I've introduced myself.
And I've been having trouble in one of my firms recently, where I feel like the brand identity hasn't really coagulated yet.
So I just went up to her and I was like, hi, I'm Monica. And for some weird reason, I decided to use a fake name, and it was this, I don't know, trauma response, I guess, of trying to not be who I was. I don't know why. It was honestly really strange.
I don't know any of her other friends. I don't know who she was to other people. I don't know much about her family or her background. She told me where she grew up once, but I forgot.
and she'd be like, "What's your name again?" and like that kind of thing, and that type of stuff. And it's funny because it's like, you think you leave an impression, but it's, you know, whatever the circumstances, it's just she never really seemed to remember who I was, and that's fine.
And it was just that about her. Like, she was just, she was certain all the time. And even when she fell off the boat, like, people really respected her.
And she was being very kind of like off that particular day, like staring out again at Lake Chadwick, which is where the camp was. And she, like, I came up to her and she was like very dramatically like, I haven't really told anyone this, but like I'm a wizard, I come from a family of wizards, like, do with this information what you will. And of course my response at the time was like, well, like, you got prove it, like, I don't believe you, obviously. And she was like in due time, essentially.
Like 2 months later, she says to me, she's like, "Hey, when we were away, like, I think you might have accidentally taken my shirt with you, thinking it was yours. And could you just check if you have two?" And I was like, of course I'll check, like, whatever. So I check, I only have the one, and it also, like, my shirt smells kind of bad. It's like an exercise shirt where every time even if you wash it, it smells good, but then when you wear it, it like reactivates all the smells. So I was like, I'm sure this is my shirt.
I remember going home and not saying a single thing to my mom because I knew that if I started to say something, I would cry. I don't know if it's supposed to be a happy memory, but like, it's one of the better memories of my life. Yeah.
She kept on repeating herself. She said, "Nobody really knows how long a day is." I said, 24 hours. She said, no, like, how long really is a day? And I was trying to figure out if she meant like a metaphorically or what.
And for like the next like year, like, I was fully waiting like for time to stop, like on the highway, like for her to just appear and like prove to me that she could do this. But like, obviously, like, it never happened. But yeah.
I'm in such a strange place thinking about her because I feel like it's like, I don't know, it makes me feel so weird. It's like so, the kind, you know, like, I don't know, it's so cliche, but the kind of love and comfort you have thinking about like your childhood dog. And at the same time, it is like such fear that I feel. Like, I actually, the thought of her, like, really, I don't know if it's the like response to what's happened or something, but I like actually can't think about it.
But she got really upset with me because she thought I was understanding what she was saying but avoiding the question. And she got really worked up. And she hit me.
Anyways, we don't have to. It's supposed to be a nice video. Oh, yeah. I think it's like kind of the like simple, like when you kind of do like off the dome, just like traits about her. Yes, she was nice, she was kind of creative, interesting, could be engaged, but then when you got down to like what really happened when you spent time with her, mainly things that would prompt fear.
And I like told her that and finally convinced her. Like, she was like, fine, like it's I believe you, like, I must have just left it there, whatever. It was her grandparents' house where we were, so she was like, I'll just check next time I'm there. Anyway, so then like 3 months later, we're having lunch and she starts telling me about this other friend we have, and she's like, can I tell you something so crazy? Like, Sophie has my shirt, but she won't admit that she has my shirt. And halfway through telling me this story, she's like, and she realizes she's telling a story about me and that I have her shirt, and I never convinced her that I didn't have it, and she was like, oh my god. And then I was like, you think I have your shirt? And she was like, no, I don't, which she obviously did. Anyway, I think we got past it. We laughed a good amount. It was like the most honest someone could be. Is like, she was telling me a story about somebody else, but it was actually me.
I guess the fact that she had like such a powerful voice and perspective, like the fact that what the Barack care or Obamacare.
She had some strong ideas and some peculiar questions.
She was definitely someone that sticks out, not someone that you can forget easily.
Coming right off of our conversation about Obamacare and what really went down, and Elise told me, she looked me right in the eyes and she said this, and I still remember this. She said, the government is always the enemy of small business.
She slapped me in a way that I think tweaked a tendon in my neck. And it was bad enough that I couldn't turn my head to the left for a number of weeks. And I didn't see her that time. But it was a fit of anger that made me understand something new about Elise. And it opened my eyes to what she really had to offer.
I do believe it was Obamacare, but
Such a funny
but she
concept.
pitched Barack Care in response
Yes.
to Obamacare.
Well, because the C, right? So it's
Yeah.
Barack which is kind of crazy.
Elise was powerful, and she was effervescent. That's it.
And strange, it's like I never knew her that well, but it's still... People can linger around even if you never really got to know them.
We spent the rest of the night dancing in clubs, but also back out on the beach. And then when we parted ways, I thought she was following me to go back to the hostel, but I looked behind me and she wasn't even there. But I still smelled her scent in the air. It was a beautiful smell of fresh paper with just a little bit of ink written on it. And that's that.
I heard she's gone missing. And I think, knowing what I know about her, there's no chance she comes back.
Oh, but medical care. Someone has to though. That's kind of why Michelle medical.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna sound the same.
Medical Michelle.
Well, it's like that is the human form of the word medical.